Hey guys, here's the second half of chapter 5 of The Darkest Hour. I'm starting on the middle of page 60. Why not dispose of him after he tells us what we need to know, says Sabine. She gives a little smirk. He's a Nazi. He doesn't deserve this new life he seeks in England. For once, I heartily agree with her, but Major Harkin blows out a long sigh. Be that as it may, Dorner will be more useful to us alive than dead. He'll have details concerning the Nazis' plans and inner workings, which he can share with the SOE. They'll be able to use those details to our advantage. He flicks a rare look of annoyance Sabine's way. Besides, we're not like the Nazis. We're not cold-blooded murderers. Sabine isn't fazed in the least that he's compared her suggestion to murder. Still, I can get to Dorner on my own. I don't need the assistance. Getting to the drop-off point won't be a cakewalk, not even for you. There'll be patrols and barbed wire all over the coast, especially near a major seaport like Cherbourg. That's why this will be a two-agent job. He pauses and his voice gets gruff. If one of you goes down, the other will finish the handoff. Before Sabine can offer another word, he slides the handkerchief over to me. Don't lose this. I won't. I fold the handkerchief carefully and fold it in my hands like it's the crown jewels of England. Thank you for... That's it for briefing, Harkin cuts me off. Gather your things and brush up on your aliases. And Miss Blaze, you better muster up some makeup to take with you too. Pardon, sir? I say, blinking. I hardly wear makeup here in Paris. It wouldn't be very fitting of Sister Marchand, and it wouldn't look quite right on Bretta, my schoolgirl alias that I've been forced to retire for a few months, which means Major Harkin snorts. Lipstick, rouge, and whatever else you need to look the part. You'll be traveling under your Fleurette Dupree alias. I've never used Fleurette outside of training exercises. I can't really hold a tone or... You're no Dinah Shore, but you can sing well enough. He must notice how I've gone pale because he adds... It's either Fleurette or I'll leave you here at headquarters. Your choice. I bite back my protest. I'll be ready as soon as possible. Bring the guitar, too. My stomach flutters because he's not talking about the guitar exactly. He's talking about the guitar case, the one specially made for us by the Research and Development Branch. From the outside, it looks like an ordinary black case, and it looks even more ordinary on the inside with its plain velvet lining. But under that lining, you'll find a hidden compartment that's the perfect size for hiding pistols or tear gas canisters or a plump bag of Aunt Jemima, another OSS invention that looks and cooks like regular flour, but once you add a detonator and an accelerant, you'll have a powerful bomb on your hands. Harkin nods at the three of us. You're all dismissed. We'll convene again after you've packed. Tilly claps me on the back to congratulate me before she darts to our room, but Sabine slinks out without looking at me. She's not happy at all that Harkin has paired us together. But happy or not, we're stuck with each other. Those are his orders. And I, for one, don't plan on disappointing him. I go to the weaponry first, which is tucked inside a space that used to be a cellar, and I can almost pick up the sharp smell of onions. But there certainly aren't any onions in front of me. Instead, on shelf upon shelf, there are over 100 items that would make any Gestapo officer salivate. Lightweight submachine guns, bombs in the shape of coal, candlesticks that explode when you burn them down halfway. I take a pistol attached with a silencer and grab a razor-thin dagger that I can stick into the sheath on my inner thigh. The pens come next. I take 2 that double as single-shot pistols before I reach for a couple that hide thin cylinders of tear gas. I make sure to handle those very carefully. One slip up and I'll be coughing up smoke. The wardrobe closet is my next destination. The entire space is stocked with clothes, purses, shoes, and all sorts of other accoutrements necessary to disguise ourselves on the streets of Paris. Everything looks perfectly normal at first glance, but most of the clothes conceal a deadly secret. Our blouses and skirts are sewn with hidden pockets to stow stacks of bribe money, or a handy knife to jab into an unsuspecting Nazi. I pack quickly and dress even quicker. A cream silk blouse, a soft green skirt that's full enough to hide the dagger I've strapped to my thigh, and a pair of simple black shoes that contain a little surprise, 2-inch daggers in each heel. I imagine thrusting one into the neck of Lieutenant Schuster. He'd never see it coming. At the last minute, I tuck a headquarters key and an alternate stack of ID paperwork into the secret blouse pocket. Hopefully, I won't have to use those papers. With my valise packed, I'm left with one last task, becoming Fleurette. When I return to my room, I see Tilly by her bed, pacing like Major Harkin. She's all ready to go, and she motions for me to sit on her cot. I'll help you with the wig, she offers. I need to keep my hands busy, or else I'll go mad. Delphine is stronger than all of us combined. You and Major Harkin might be able to get her out by tomorrow night. We'll see. She pins back my hair, and there's no way she can hide her trembling fingers from me. You're going to find her. I just know it. Besides, Major Harkin might be a pain in our backsides, but you won't find a better shot in France. Are you saying that Harkin is a better shot than I am? She tries to grin for my sake, but I've already heard the flutter in her voice. It's her tell whenever she gets nervous. She must sense this because soon she's schooling her features like we've been taught to do. We better hurry, or Major Harkin will start shouting. I want to assure Tilly again, but the truth is that I'm scared for her. 2 lone agents against an entire city of Nazis? Those chances aren't good, and neither are mine when I think about it. So I focus on my alias instead, sweeping rouge over my cheekbones and painting my lips red. Though I make sure to use a light hand because makeup is in short supply across France, and it looks suspicious to wear too much of it. In any case, we get most of our cosmetics from Loren's daughter, Christiane, who's a saleswoman with Isabelle Lancret, and sneaks us samples whenever she can spare some. If we need more, we purchase them off the black market, which has grown by the month since the Nazi takeover. When Tilly and I are finished, a glance in the mirror reveals a girl I don't recognize. Long golden waves cascade over my shoulders, framing a powdered face that looks far older than I really am, since Fleurette is a 20-year-old singer who earns her living in Paris's smoke-filled nightclubs. She's the sort of girl who puts on heels every morning and wears lace nightgowns to bed, and who has had more paramours than she can count, while I've never had one. Theo made sure to scare off anyone who gave me a second look. A couple years back, Philip Frakes tried to steal a kiss from me in the cafeteria after school, and I was thinking about letting him, until Theo spotted us and said real loud, "What exactly you think you're doing, Frakey?" Philip ran off, and I punched Theo in the arm for being so insufferably embarrassing, but he messed my hair like always. "Someone's got to watch out for you, kid," he said. I wish I could have returned the favor when he went off to North Africa. "Blaze! Good God, how long does it take to apply some rouge?" I hear Major Harkin swearing in the corridor. I tie the handkerchief map around my neck and grab my bags, and Tilly and I hurry out to meet him. "There you are," Major Harkin says when we reach him. He's standing next to the ladder, arms tightly crossed. "You have everything with you?" "Yes, sir. Even your L pill?" It's a grim question, but one that needs to be asked. I pat the small silk pocket on my blouse. "Right here." "Good. I'm sending you and Agent Chevalier to the train station first." "We're ready, sir." He looks doubtful at that, but thankfully he doesn't voice it. Quickly, he briefs Sabine and me on the code phrases we'll use on the Resistance and the British Special Operations Executive to signal that we're friendlies. Then he jerks his thumb toward the hatch. "Get moving. I'll see you two back here in a few days." Before we go, Tilly shakes Sabine's hand before she tackles me in a tight hug. I hug her back, wishing we had more time for a proper goodbye, and wishing that she were the one coming with me to Cherbourg. "Bon voyage," Tilly whispers to me. "Try not to smother Sabine in her sleep if you can. You may need to keep her around." Despite everything that's happened these last 12 hours, I grin. Go find Delphine and bring her home. Major Harkin shakes my hand, and he attempts to shake Sabine's too, but she's already ascended the ladder. Apparently, she's still cross with him for making me tag along with her. I climb up after her, and once I reach the top, I try to wave to Tilly, but I find Major Harkin staring at me. I wonder if he'll tell me good luck or offer a scrap of encouragement. Maybe he'll give an enthusiastic, "Get those Jerry's for me, girls." Instead, Major Harkin looks at me with tired eyes and says, "Be careful. Watch your back. And don't get killed if you can help it." With that ringing endorsement hanging between us, he disappears into the darkness. There were a lot of words and phrases in that chapter that reminded us that we were in 1943 France. So take a second and look back through that chapter so we can add to our list tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Bye.